What's going on, people? This is your boy Polo with Polo Fields Line Service, and today we are going to talk about how to dominate your whole entire block. Now, it's one thing to have the thickest grass on the block. That's one. It's another thing to have the greenest grass on the block. That's two. But ultimately, the main thing is how you position your stripes so that everybody can be able to see them. Now, when I say position your stripes, what I mean is how you point your stripes so that everyone can be able to pay attention to your either thick or green grass. So I'm going to show you some examples of how I position some stripes on some particular lines that will always get attention. Now, on this line, the traffic comes both ways. Traffic goes down the street and it comes up the street. It goes down the street and it comes up the street. So what I did was I made the stripes long ways because I want you to be able to see them both ways. Now, if I would have did the stripes this way, then it means the only people wouldn't have been able to see them is the people that are in this general area. We want everybody to be able to see it. So this is the best way to do it, to point them in this direction. See what I mean? See how you see them coming down this way also? That's what you want. You want everybody to see them. Everyone. Here is another one. Now you see on this one, I pointed the stripes diagonal and I pointed them sideways. Why did I do that? Because on this particular street, it's a one way in, one way out. So you come in this way and you got to go out this way. So when they come in, they're going to look at the diagonals. It's going to hit them directly in the face. And it's going to hit them that way. Let's go look at the other side. When they're leaving the neighborhood, they're going to see it this way. So they're going to see the stripes both ways. So one way in, one way out. When they come in, they're going to see the diagonals and they're going to see it going this way. When they leave, they're going to see it going this way. So you come in, you see the diagonals pointing directly at you. And when you leave the neighborhood, you see them pointing back at you too, waving at you both ways. This line right here is another prime example. Now this is a one-way street. All traffic goes down that way. So instead of me pointing them sideways, I point them diagonal so that they'll be able to look to the left and see them. They're going to stand out if you point them in a direction that people will look at. Here is another line. Remember, this line was the line that was weed infested. It looked bad, but I pointed the stripes diagonal. Now, why did I point the stripes diagonal? This is a dead-end street, so everybody has to come down this street. So yes, I could have went this way with them, but since everyone's going to come in, I want everyone to look. So that's why I pointed the stripes diagonal, so that every time you drive down the street, when they come down this street, they're going to be able to see the stripes. Now, yes, I could have pointed them this way, but I'm guaranteeing every time they come down this street, they're going to look to the left and they're going to see these stripes. So that was just some quick tips on how you can be able to position your stripes so that everyone can be able to see them. Once again, let's recap. If you live on the street where traffic goes both ways, it may be best for you to point your stripes going sideways. That way, if they're coming from this way, they'll be able to see the stripes. If they're coming from that way, they'll be able to see the stripes. If you're pointing the stripes this way, then they're not going to be able to see your stripes until they pass by your house. We want them to be able to see your stripes when they're coming close to your house. If you live in a cul-de-sac, they're going to drive around the cul-de-sac just like that. It may be best for you to point your stripes directly pointing out. So if you're standing at your door and you're looking at the door, your stripes should be pointing at you. That way, when they drive around the cul-de-sac, they'll be able to see the stripes even better. If you live on a one-way street, it may be best to point your stripes diagonally. That way, no matter if you live on the left side of the road or the right side of the road, the stripes are going to be hitting them directly in the face, which means they're not going to have no choice but to look. They're going to look at your grass first. Make sure that you are putting your stripes in a position where when people come past your house, they're not going to have any choice but to look at your line. That's what you want. What I always try to do sometimes is try to point all my stripes at the competition. It doesn't matter if it's neighbors, if it's people across the street. If I'm already dominating the line, then I'll just point the stripes where people can be able to just see them no matter what. So I gave you some tips. I showed you some examples of how I point stripes. Once again, it doesn't matter if you have a commercial mower or if you have a push mower. Either way, just as long as you're striping your lines up, they're going to look. This is your boy Polo with Polo Fields Line Service. I hope that you all have a blessed day, and I thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace. We working.